I spent 1 year at Harvard doing a sabbatical. That's something that professors do from time to time. You have to accumulate a number of years, and then they'll give you a year to do some activities like that. Yeah? And I took several courses while I was in Harvard. I took one with this guy, is John Kabat-Zinn, that he was professor at the University of Massachusetts Medical School. And he introduced the mindfulness for stress reduction. So it started with real patients in hospitals having chronic illnesses, like with pain and all these. And that was an intervention, a therapy, that they applied to these patients to reduce the pain. Yeah? So they saw that effectiveness of mindfulness, and then he make it popular and bring it to companies and to normal people, not in hospitals. I took the trainer training with them. Also at Harvard, when I was there, I attended some of the sessions at the Harvard University Wellness Center for Wellness, which is a service that Harvard has for all the different schools, precisely for these type of things. Yeah. And later I took the similar course in psychology with Oxford University. They also have a center for mindfulness, for stress reduction. They call it a different name, but basically it's the same. I have my degree in psychology from Harvard. So what I want to tell you is that what I'm going to show you here is not just ideas coming from temples, or it's things that work and really help and improve your health. Okay? So let's start by talking about stress, yeah? And the purpose of this presentation would be three things. First of all, I want you to understand better what stress is, okay? Because there are many wrong conceptions about stress. So I want to clarify that first, and then we go to how we can, using mindfulness, reduce the level of stress. And at the end, what I want to give you is 3 short exercises, 3 minutes, that you can use in the office. Okay? So you don't need to do outside or go to a monastery or things like that. You can do it sitting in your office in front of your computer. Okay? So this is the objective of the session. So let's start by understanding stress, because there are many misconceptions about this. So for instance, give you this example. In the morning, the alarm clock rings, and then you have to wake up and go to work. That's stress. Yeah, you know that, yeah? That's stress. If you didn't have stress, you will continue sleeping. Well, perhaps some of you do that, yeah? No? But stress is what makes you stand up, wake up, and start doing things. Yeah? So first idea. Second, now you crossing the street in a pedestrian crossing, and a car didn't see you. Perhaps the driver was with a phone and almost hit you. What do? You automatically, without thinking, you just go back, and that is before you are aware of it. You know what does this to you? Stress. So stress saves your life. Not only wakes you up in the morning, also keep you alive in case of a danger. And perhaps something that you have done, you know, in Disney, one of these roller coasters, look at the face of these people. They are really stressful. Is that bad? No, actually they enjoy it, yeah? So that's also stress. So what I see here? That stress wake you in the morning, stress keep you alive, stress can be fun. So stress is not bad per se. There is a certain type of stress that I will explain later that is bad for you. but not stress is bad. Actually, the only people that don't have stress are people like this guy. Yeah, Coach Potatoes. But I imagine that is not what you want to do, yeah? Okay, so this is not what we want. We need stress to have an active life and even to be alive. Only dead people don't have stress. Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about this book. This book, Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. You know, ulcers are stomach problems. They are like a little injured in your stomach, and many times the cause is the stress. So there is a bad side of stress, and that is what I'm going to tell you now. But keep in mind that stress is not bad per se. We need it to be alive, yeah? But then they said, zebras don't have ulcers. People like us, they do. So what is special? I mean, I have the picture of the professor. He's a very interesting fellow. He's professor of neuroscience. He's one top name in this area, even if he's a little bit weird. And he's a professor at Stanford University, yeah? And he wrote this book about stress and all the problems they have. You know, you have zebras, this animal in Africa, eating grass in the savannah, and they are peaceful and happy. All of a sudden, a lion comes. What happened? Stress triggers, and the zebra starts running. Now, two things might happen. The lion eats the zebra, so the lion is very happy, or the zebra saves its life. And what do they do afterwards? They go back and start eating grass. That's it. Zebras don't go to the pack and start saying, you know what happened to me? A lion almost caught me. Oh my goodness, I cannot eat. I cannot eat. Oh, so terrible, so terrible. Oh, my kids, where are my kids? Have you seen my kids? Oh, perhaps the lion is there. Oh, I have to. They don't do that. They finish the dangers and they go back to eat. And that is the reason zebras don't have ulcers. They have stress, but they don't have ulcers. Now, what is the difference? Now, there is something that all animals, and we are animals, share, is two nervous systems in our body. One is called the parasympathetic system, and this system operates when we are relaxed, free from stress, from these dangers, yeah, to be more specific. So what happens is that this system affects different organs of our body. You know, for instance, the eyes become more closed, is more focused. The heart is slower. So air, you breathe normally. Digestive system, you digest the food. And urinary system, if you need pee, you pee. Yeah? You do your normal functions with no problem. That is what I said, a stress-free state or relaxed state. Now, what happened with the zebra when it's fighting or fleeing for its life? Then another system in our body that we share with them is called the sympathetic system. Now, think that this system is triggered when we see danger. What does this system to our body, to our organs? For instance, they open the eyes because we have to be more attentive. Where is the lion coming from? The heart starts pumping more blood. Where? To the muscles. Why? Because we need this strength to survive. Breathing. We need more oxygen. Liver increase glucose in the blood. Glucose is like sugar, is like energy. You need that. Digestive system. You stop. Hey, when a lion is going to eat you, you don't have time to digest your noodles, right? So you stop that. Urinary system, no time for pee-pee or poo-poo, forget that. And adrenaline. Adrenaline is an hormone. It's called the stress hormone that goes into your body and starts triggering all these things. Now you see, the stress prepares the body to do this, to survive. And it's good. And the zebra, when they save their life, if they do that, they go back to the other system, the relaxed one, the normal life. So we have the same system, but it's what is different with us? What makes us special? What makes us having ulcers? Well, we, instead of lions, we have bosses. And imagine your boss calls you or sends you a message Friday after you leave the office, say, I want to talk with you on Monday morning. I have to say something important about your future in the company. So you start thinking, oh my goodness, what is going to happen? What did I do? Wow. Perhaps a client is complaining about me. Perhaps a professor is complaining. I forgot to do something important. Oh, wow, yeah. And you spend the whole weekend thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And then Monday morning, you arrive to the office and say, you are so great, I want to give you a promotion and a salary increase. You say, wow, I've been worrying about nothing. That is the difference with the zebra. The difference is in this little thing we have there. All the thoughts. The zebra doesn't do that. Save the life, happy, go back to the same state. It's because our thinking process, our thoughts, that stress that should be for a short time becomes chronic. You know, what we think about bad stress is the stress that becomes chronic, that lasts too long, beyond the use of the stress. And then when your system is subjected to all these, what happens? The liver is pumping sugar in your system. People with stress, they have a danger of having diabetes. Digestion. You stop digestion. You have problems of ulcers and problems of stomach. You're worrying too much, insomnia. Even heart problems, because you are subjecting your heart to too much work. You see, that is the problem. Now, what is the origin? Here. That is what makes us different from the zebras. The thinking about nothing. You know, there is a French philosopher that said, I have worried so much for things that never happen. Think of yourself, how many hours worrying you have about things that never happen. And then you cause these problems to yourself. Okay? So it's clear that stress is good. What is not good is when stress becomes chronic, when it's permanent. Then you can have these symptoms and these type of problems. Okay, so if the problem is that, one option, and I wouldn't say that all the stress is caused by our thinking, there are also other causes, but one main, in healthy people like you, is thinking about it all the time. One way is to do some kind of meditation to understand our thinking process. So we are going to do a little exercise, a 5 minutes meditation. We are going to do on the chairs. Sometimes I do it on the floor, but in this case, because it's for people that in the office that you can use these, we use the chair. So you have to sit in a special way, not like this guy, of course. Yeah. So this is the correct position. So when you go to the chair, First of all, the feet should be firmly on the floor. Yeah, not like this, not like this, not like this, like this. Your back should be straight. Don't crouch like in the picture. You can be comfortable, so you don't have to force too much your position, but straight. Yeah? So that means that the air you're breathing becomes more natural. And with the hands, it's up to you. You can rest on the armchair or on your knees, what you feel better. Okay? So what we are going to do now is just a very short 5 minutes meditation. And basically what I want you to do, let me put the clock, is try to stop thinking. Yeah? If thinking is the problem, you, in these 5 minutes, you have to stop your thinking. Okay? When you think, stop it. Think again, stop it again. Okay? That's what you... I put the clock, 5 minutes, and then I will... Timer. When I start, you do 3 deep breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth 3 times, and then we start. I say start. And before, when it's 5 minutes, I will tell you softly, we finished. Okay? So first of all, the 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, start. So, how was the experience? Did you stop your thoughts? Hmm? Oh, yes? Not easy? Yeah, it's not easy. Actually, if they tell you that they stop your thoughts completely, usually it's not true. Perhaps people that practice mindfulness for years and years, they can do that, but it's not the purpose. Yeah. What this little exercise wants to show you is that thoughts come and go. Actually, you cannot stop it, because even when you are sleeping, your brain produces thoughts. We call them dreams, yeah? And some dreams are quite intense, yeah? So the brain is, all the time is working. Also, the brain takes care of our body, yeah? Our heart has to beat, so the brain works. We have to breathe. You don't stop breathing when you sleep. The brain is working. So it's constantly working, never relax. When sleeping, happens other things, but that's another story. Which means is that thinking is what the brain does. So, as you can see, is the neurons are communicating all the time with each other. Yeah, it's electrical impulses that come and go all the time. So that's not the purpose. The purpose is not to stop it, but to don't be engaged. You know, one probably important learning for people that do meditation is to understand that they are not their thoughts. What you are thinking is not you. Yeah. So, and that is the problem with stress. What you are thinking, you think is me, and then you get engaged, trapped by the thinking process. And then you become chronic stress. You see the danger even if it doesn't exist. So one way is to contemplate, instead of trying to stop your thoughts, is just to observe them as you were in the movies. something happened, say, oh, did I call this customer? Perhaps I didn't send the information. What about this professor? Did I receive the course material? I forgot. Oh, he forgot. Then you are caught, and then you start creating a story. So one way is to see the thinking process and just look at a movie. When we look in a movie, we are engaged in the movie. But the movie is finished, we go home and we do other things, yeah? We are not caught, unless it's a scary movie, and perhaps we cannot sleep later. But it's the same, yeah? It doesn't mean that you don't care about what you think, of course. But it's this type of thinking that doesn't contribute to you and to your work and to your health. So we are going to do now the same thing, this time 10 minutes. And now I don't ask you to stop your thinking, because that's not the purpose, but to observe your thinking. We are going to focus our mind. This is something that in meditation they use very frequently. And the easiest thing to focus your mind has to be something that is, how to say, with repeats regularly, cheap, and is with you. And that is breathing. Yeah. You don't have to be aware, oh, I forgot to breathe. You breathe naturally. So one way is to focus on the rhythm of your breathing. That way you focus your mind on the breathing. When you breathe out, breathe in, people count them, or you just focus on the sensation of the air, or just focus on the breathing, as you please. There's no rule. Okay? So then, when you get distracted, start breathing, oh, I forgot. I start thinking of something else. What do I have to do after this session, or something like that? You go back to the breathing. So what is this? Is you are training your mind. Basically, the more you practice this, the more power you have over your mind. Instead of the mind controlling you with a thought process, you start controlling the mind. That is what mindfulness does. Yeah? So we do now 10 more minutes, the same. You put the feet on the floor, comfortable position, straight back, the hands relaxed, no, like this, in the middle. And this time 10 minutes. This is seem long, 5 minutes? No? Was it long? You have a feeling it was long? It's okay? Okay. When I was young, I went to a monastery in Japan, Kyoto, and the meditation sessions were 90 minutes. I thought I was going to die. Yeah, every part of my body hurt, because they started at 5 in the morning, it started when it was dark, and then they have an extra meditation for those that wanted to say, wow. Amazing, yeah. And the monks, it's a Zen monastery, some of them were sleeping. I say, how can they do that? They were like this. I was in pain. Okay, so 10 minutes, we do the same. 3 deep breaths, and then we start, yeah? So breathe in, breathe out. 10 minutes. Was it difficult? Oh, it's relaxing. Yeah. That's also important, yeah? Relax your body, because many times the stress make your muscles tense, because this is what the stress is about, yeah? You want to run from the lion, yeah? From the boss, or from whoever. So the muscles are always like this. So relaxing you is also good. So the benefits of mindfulness is the opposite of chronic stress. You remember all these negative consequences for your health, from diabetes, problems of digestion, insomnia. Well, I saw that some of you were about to sleep, or was almost there, yeah? So this is a benefit. I mean, if you relax, do this exercise before going to bed, don't have your phone in front of you, because that affects the start thinking, yeah? Don't check emails before you go to sleep in case the boss sends you that email, I want to talk with you on Monday, then you don't sleep. So leave the phone for the morning, not before sleep. Don't eat heavy before going to bed. Besides mindfulness, sport is very good, you know? Think of your body like the battery of the car. You need to recharge it. And you recharge it with healthy food, with exercise, mindfulness. Yeah? And if you use your energy on worrying about things that might not happen, then you cannot use your energy to do something about it. Instead of worrying about it, you do something about it. So the benefits of mindfulness is concentration, because you are not dispersed thinking about 20 things at the same time. You focus on what you have in front of you, the problem. Also, increased productivity. I mean, this is research on this, yeah? It's not that my words, there's research on these benefits. Better relationship, because, I mean, when you are stressful, perhaps you are not such a nice person, or you become emotional, or start yelling, you know? Then you have better relationship when you control the negative stress, yeah? Improved health, of course, mental health, depression, memory, and in general well-being and happiness. So I think it's a very cheap price you have to pay to get all this, yeah? And it's something that you don't need to pay for it or go to a monastery, or you can actually do it by yourself anytime. I said that I want to give you 3 short exercises that you can do in the office. Of course, I don't expect you to do this. Then Eileen will say, what's going on here, yeah? Anybody practice yoga? Yeah, so I don't ask you to do something like that. You can try it, yeah, in the office if you want. Can you do this? No? Okay. Simply do what we did. You are in front of the office, you feel, oh, my stress level is increasing. I'm worrying, I'm too dispersed. Let's do 3 minutes breathing focus. Just stay in front of the computer, or if you want, go to a breakout room and do 3 minutes, no more. Yeah, from time to time, that's it. Or relaxation, yeah? Again, just relax your body. If you don't want to do the breathing, you feel comfortable, and then you can go back to the office. You can also do walking, yeah? There's just 3 minutes, go outside around the pyramid. But when you walk, don't start thinking on what you have back in the office. Walk and enjoy what you have around you, yeah? This is mindful. Look at this guy, yeah? He's walking, but his mind is full of a lot of stuff. So this is mindful, separated. What you want to do is to be mindful, one word, something like this. What is inside the mind of this guy? The landscape. So go for a walk and enjoy the landscape, or do a sport. I know you like a sport very much. That's also helpful. Basically, you know, everything that helps you to go to be mindful, the other side, is good. You don't even need to do this, the meditation. For me, I enjoy cooking. And when I cook, I really am focused on what I'm doing, yeah? For me, that's mindful. Sport can be another way of mindfulness. Reading a book, something that centers you. Focus your mind. That's it. And when you see the thoughts start around, say, just like a movie. Don't try to stop. They say, okay, okay, again, okay. That's it, yeah. Now, mindfulness or anything you do like these exercises will not solve the problems. The problems will still be there, and you have to do something about them. But what mindfulness do for you is you are more focused, more productive. Don't waste your energy on things that you cannot change. Okay? So that's the idea. And with this, we finish the presentation.